the first to say that it has to be better. Obviously, you can't expect to just stroll into the tournament and win. You have to play well from start to finish. They know that these next two games, they need to change and they need to adjust a few details. And that's just what has to be done in order to move on to the next rounds.
The U.S. women's team had been unbeaten in its previous 44 matches. 40 of those 44 were wins. The last loss had been January 2019 at a friendly in France. The U.S. gets New Zealand next on Saturday. USA softball improves to 2-0, a one-run win over Canada yesterday. Monica Abbott throwing a one-hitter, striking out 9. For the Americans, their second consecutive one-hitter. They beat Canada 1-0 a day after their 2-0 win over Italy. That's going to do it for SportsCenter All Night. I'm Jay Reynolds. It's Thursday, July 22nd. Today's the birthday of Ezekiel Elliott. The Cowboys running back turning 26 today. So much around the Cowboys these days. There's hard knocks. There's the health of Dak Prescott. And there's the emotion that we saw from Jerry Jones yesterday. ESPN's Cowboys reporter Todd Archer is here this morning, 9:30 Eastern time with KJZ. They're up next. I'm Jay Reynolds at SportsCenter All Night. It's ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin starts next at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN News.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We'll help you find everything you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Max Life high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And if you're an AutoZone Rewards member, you'll also get a $5 bonus reward. Get what you need fast and get the job done easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Get savings on Pro Essentials at the Lowe's Just for Pros event going on now. Save on select appliance special values. Plus, save an additional $50 when you buy 2 or more appliances, each priced $396 or more. Find more savings throughout the store at Lowe's, the new home for pros. Must ask cashier to apply discount in store. Online must use promo code. Can't be combined with any other discounts. See Lowe's.com for exclusions and terms. Valid 7/15 through 8/4. U.S. only.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
There is a place outside of Philadelphia where the aroma of freshly baked bread brings you back to more traditional times. The era when families join together to enjoy an authentic old world taste with traditional recipes and fresh ingredients. That time and place still exists at Corpoli's Italian Bakery and Deli. Since 1924, now 4 generations and 4 locations. The Corpoli's family has been bringing you back to a more nostalgic time by sharing their favorite recipes and consistently adding new flavors for new traditions. While Corpoli's Italian Bakery and Deli is well known for their famous tomato pie, voted best in Philadelphia, nothing compares to their fresh baked bread and strombolis, handmade pastries, cookies, pies, and a wide range of custom cakes. For a list of locations and all your party needs, explore more at CorpolisBakery.com.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you, so start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Mom and Dad used to argue about everything, especially about Dad's drinking. It drove me crazy. It got so bad, I couldn't do my homework. I couldn't concentrate. I absolutely refused to let any of my friends come to our house for any reason. I would have been humiliated if anyone found out how much my dad drank, and how loud my mom screamed at him. My family went from totally crazy to quiet, calm, and even peaceful. The only thing that happened is my mom started going to Al-Anon family groups. Her relationship with my dad really changed. I asked Mom if she would take me to her Al-Anon meetings or to Alateen. I wanted to see if I could have a better relationship with my dad. I'm sure glad I did. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon or Alateen family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-ALANON or go to alanon.org.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
And welcome aboard The John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Our 6 a.m. sponsors, our friends at Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. We got Bob, we got Jamie, and it's peace and tranquility in this room as we start the day today. Same old Bob, same old John, same old Jamie. Now, everybody else around this place, let's just say there's some people on edge this morning. So just be prepared. We're dealing with people on the edge. You would think that they were defusing a bomb at the orphanage, trying to save lives this morning. I got the big wave off from Pat. Stop! Coach came in grumpy at 5 a.m., like grumpy.
Well, his check engine light came on.
Oh, geez.
After he had a dream that his check engine light came on.
I swear to you, I thought the doctor came in and said, you have 2 weeks, Coach. You got 2 weeks left. We're going to have some fun with you today, and we're going to bring these guys and we're going to drag them along kicking and screaming, and Connor's back from Mexico. So just so you know, he's back, and he's got everything under control. Maybe we'll find out about Mexico.
Does he, John?
He does. He looks like it. He came in happy, ready to work, smiling.
Better be happy after
relaxed.
a week vacation.
He had a great time.
Yeah.
He had a great time. Now, the Phillies ended their season series with the Yankees. And now they prepare for a showdown series with the Braves. And let me only tell you that the Phillies, I was going to start the show today the same way that we did last Thursday. Welcome to reopening day 2021, because we're back again. And again, wise Bob Cooney has me just thinking, what are you doing, John? A few days ago, we're reopening day. They're 44-44. It's a fresh start. So what they do, they went and won a series, and then they went right back to being the Phillies. Brad Miller last night, just stop with the bamboo Brad crap, because maybe bamboo, if you put a bamboo plant out there in right field, it could field the position better. There must be something about it. The Phillies' right field position must be the Bermuda Triangle of Major League Baseball, because whether it's Bryce Harper or whether it's Brad Miller, it's absolutely awful. Just terrible. And the Phillies get enough of an effort last night that they should have been able to win. They left a bunch of ducks in the pond early in the game. They could have blown the thing wide open, helped their bullpen, and instead they just go back to being the Phillies. So, 8-game homestand awaits. 4 against the Braves, 4 against the Nationals. And again, 5-3 would be minimal. To me, the minimal expectation. 6-2 could maybe get me to think maybe this team's different. But after another week of treading water, I'm losing hope. And that's where we begin the 6 a.m. hour of the John Kincade Show with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, the coach Eric Camille. We've got Connor back from Mexico. He came across the border. We've got Mike is directing, and Ryan is assisting this morning. So we got everybody in the house. So a week later, Bob, we're right back at reopening day. Right back where we were last Thursday.
Yeah.
Same exact place.
It's that roller coaster ride that always starts in the same place and ends in the same place. Right? I mean, where are you going? I don't know. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. This team all year, it's been surprising how unclutched they are. Like, if you try to think of it, how many times do you see this team get clutch hits in a tight game or a game they're losing? It rarely happens.
How about their big-time players coming through clutch.
Yeah, I mean, Real Muto strikes out in a bad at bat last night where
Harper
you really
had
needed
every
something
chance to
going
blow it
on.
open.
Yeah, there were just too many times last night. Like I said, the 1 for 12, and I guess your best, and this I say this sarcastically, your best news that comes out of last night is that you got 3 good innings from Spencer Howard.
Jamie went off on that.
Don't get me started.
No, I want to hear your comment on that because I thought, Jamie, I think there's times where you summarize the voice of the fan so well.
I mean,
that tweet, that little tweet thing last night with Spencer Howard is true. It sums it up.
It's if I was him, I'd be embarrassed. I mean, frankly, he's been lauded as, top pitching prospect for 2 or 3 years now in the system, and he comes up. And look, last night's 3 days rest. He comes in a spot start for Eflin, who's on the IL. So I give him a little leeway for last night.
Was it 3 or 4? I thought they said 4 on the thing because I thought it was 3, and then I thought they corrected themselves.
I think they were hoping 4, but then they said
Joe said 3 before
Joe
the game.
said 3.
I'm sorry, I thought you said 3 days rest.
He had 4. He had 4 days rest.
4 days rest. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It was a little short. But, listening to the broadcast last night, you would think this guy just reached a career accomplishment. Oh, those were 3 really good innings from Spencer Howard. Really?
Yeah.
It's August, almost.
And they're stretching him out.
What is going on with the handling of this kid? I don't even put it all on him. Bullpen, up, down, starter. Figure it out. Figure out what he is. Either he's your middle relief guy, your several inning guy, or he's a starter. Stop doing this to the kid. He's not helping himself, and you're not helping him on top of it. They've bungled this 6 ways since Sunday.
I love Jamie's enthusiasm for this one because it's the truth. They're watching it. I'm tired of yelling at the television. I'm yelling at the TV watching the Phillies. It's stupid.
I had Jamie's feeling before the game even started last night when Andrew and I were down at Live Casino and Hotel talking about it. I can't stand the way they've handled Spencer Howard. This is ridiculous. You know what it screams? Because of what this team needs and all this kid can give you. He has a 0 ERA in the first inning this year and a 0 ERA in the second inning.
So what's that tell you?
Closer. Put him in the bullpen and make him your closer. Stop with this kid. If you're not going to make him a starter, what are you messing around with?
Yeah, they got to figure it out.
Something.
Patty, how'd you feel about that game last night?
Do you know why he was able to go 3 innings? Does anyone have any idea?
Did they have a peanut butter sandwich before the game?
No, I'm serious. Why he was able to pitch that much?
Protein shakes.
Because he went down to AAA where they said, we're going to make you a starter. And 4 days ago, he threw a whopping 51 pitches.
Wow.
What the hell are they doing with this kid? Take the friggin' kid gloves off. It's ridiculous. You send him down to AAA, he throws 51 friggin' pitches. He comes up in the majors, he throws 3 innings, and we want to build a statue of him?
Tom McCarthy last night on the broadcast kept saying that, he did a Zoom call the other day. And Tom goes, he did a Zoom call, and it was a really good Zoom call. And he goes, and he says, and he said the big thing about going down to the minors, which he said he accepted. He wanted to be in the majors. He goes, I want to be in the majors, but I'm willing to accept it because then I can lengthen myself out and I can pitch 6 innings. And Tom goes, get through the lineup 3 times. I'm like, okay, Pat, you're not pitching through the lineup 3 times. They're just, I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know what they're saying.
On his 38th pitch last night, he throws it, and there goes the wonky shoulder, and he's giving it like one of these and walking, shaking the shoulder, walking off the mound. And you can hear Tom McCarthy, it's almost tongue-in-cheek. Now, he's got a son, and I'm just, this is an outsider looking in. He's got a son that plays minor league ball, and I think is a pitcher. And when you listen to what McCarthy, I'm glad you brought that up, John. When you listen to McCarthy talk about this kid, you can hear the sarcasm dripping out of his mouth. Even though he can't really do it.
He's now pitching 3 innings, Pat.
Oh, thank God. Thank God he was made, a gutsy 3. Gutsy 3.
You've never, at least as long as I've been listening to this radio station and hearing you, Pat, I don't remember you really being a Spencer Howard, though, count on him guy.
No, not really.
You believed in a second baseman, a pitcher. You believed in some of those guys. You didn't seem like you believed in Spencer Howard the same way.
Well, but part of the reason I never believed in him is because they have no idea what he is. They've babied and coddled this kid for 2 years now.
It was like you before I got here.
Exactly.
I mean, it's very similar.
You took the kid gloves off, and look at me now. Look at me, Bobby.
We took the brakes off Pat, and look at him now. I mean, honestly, we had Pat. Your career at 97.5 was Spencer Howard.
It was Scott Kingery.
And
I had like a good month there. And, then it was like placing the IL, COVID.
By the way, Dave Dombrowski's sitting in the hallway there checking his emails on the couch. I don't know which one he's lurking for right out there. There could be a move coming.
I'm afraid to look.
There could be a move coming. By the way, FanFest is coming up on Saturday, September the 18th at Xfinity Live. A free event, but you still need a ticket to attend. Presented by FanDuel Sportsbook and Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, the official hotel partner and after party of 97.5 Fanatics FanFest 2021. You got to be 21 to enter. And Bob was enjoying Beers with Bob with Andrew last night out at Live Casino. How was the place? It is a beautiful spot for those who have not seen it.
Oh, it's awesome. It's clean. It's new. The people there are so nice. It really is cool. I'm not a huge casino guy, and for me to love a place like this, I couldn't wait. I mean, I got there at 4:30 last night for a 6:00 show just because I wanted to hang out.
I love it.
It's really a nice place, and both of my kids won $20 playing slots.
How about that?
Two of my kids, I should say.
I cannot now. I will be in a casino starting this weekend, and I don't do a lot of slots.
Neither do I, but I've always heard you got to play the ones on the end. That's all I know.
Yes, they do. And there are people who last time we talked about this on the air go, "Oh no, it's completely random," and I'm like, "Okay,
yeah,
you believe that?"
It's because they want to show off people winning, right?
Go to see Celine Dion's show, or go to see the biggest show on.
You're not on Celine.
Bob, I'm going to tell you.
Could you see me at a Celine Dion show?
Bob, I took the girls.
Girls belong there.
And it was.
My wife loves her.
It was when you go, you take her, and Jamie, I promise you'll like her. First of all, the gowns and the heels you'll like. For nothing else.
I'm not a gowns and heels guy.
What?
I'd admit.
You're not?
Like a bitch.
A beautiful woman in gown and heels?
Well, a beautiful woman.
Wow.
Celine Dion's a beautiful woman.
Bob's tossing rocks at Celine Dion?
She's kind of skeletal, isn't she?
Oh, my gosh.
I think she can be good light, bad light type of girl.
You think like
you better got a lot of lights in there.
Oh, my gosh.
Bobby.
Man,
come on. She lost her husband, Bob.
What you thought?
I know. He was French.
Got the voice of an angel.
Hey, the Fanatic Fan Fest online ticket window will be open at 8 a.m. this morning. So this is the first ticket raid of FanFest 2021. And, Coach, I'm convinced that everybody who's going to be at FanFest is going to be one of Anthony Gargano's listeners. Because they give away the FanFest tickets like they're candy bars on Halloween.
Yeah, we have a lot of tickets to give away.
So you mean you want me to give away more? I thought we were supposed to be judicious.
You can give away whatever you want.
You really?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, today we're going to be Anthony today. We're going to be Uncle Anthony.
Yep.
We're going to give them away, and we're giving out the full-size candy bars. We're not giving out the snack size bars today. So when you interact with us, we'll give you an opportunity to get some FanFest tickets.
That's right, brother.
There you go. Tickets are limited, except when Cuz Radio's on. The tickets aren't limited.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's like free cheese. You just stand in line, you can just grab your tickets and just go.
Why not?
I love it. You got it going on.
We had a couple of people come up.
I thought they were limited. I thought we were supposed to give away a pair of FanFest tickets here, give away a pair here. Oh, it's like, hey, Bill, Joey, you're on hold. You need FanFest tickets?
Sal Tunis had the best line last night. We were doing Beers with Bob. We had about 3 people come up and say, hey, can I get FanFest tickets? And, Andrew told him about something that we have going on today. And then he also said, look, we don't have tickets in hand yet, but if you want to go to FanFest, you can go to FanFest.
I was walking my dog yesterday, and I got to the corner, and the guy came up in a car, and he waved me on. I go, no, you can go. And he went, Egan?
Really?
I met you at FanFest.
Nice.
Can I get tickets?
And you said yes, I hope.
I said, no, kick rocks.
Wow.
Move along.
Wow. By the way, I want to correct something. Yes.
Got to win those bad boys. You can't just ask me.
Yes. I would like to. Yes, cousin Ryan just sends me a text and he goes, one of his guys in the Wilmington Fire Department's like, can I get some FanFest tickets? And he said, Ryan, he's a cousin. He's an adopted cousin. So yes, firemen, policemen, service people, first responders, doctors, nurses, we love you people.
Oh yeah,
we love you.
Teachers,
people. We will make teachers too. Yeah, we will make room for you at FanFest 2020.
CPAs.
Why don't you just say lawyers? I mean, seriously, come on now. Hey, by the way, I want to correct one thing. I'm hearing something on the station that Shaquille has told me is not true. So I just want to correct it because Ben Simmons has taken a lot of bullets. Ben Simmons' house does have a basketball hoop. And the house, the previous owners, Shaquille knows.
Oh, really?
And there is I
would hope for $17.5 million you can get a basketball net.
There is a gym. Now, they did not play basketball in it. But all honestly, it has to do is the floor is there for a basketball court, and it just has to be mounted. He knew the previous owners. So, just so you know, Ben Simmons does have all it just has to be is mounted.
The house is gorgeous.
They used it for yoga and all that kind of stuff, but there's a giant. Can you imagine a yoga room that big for a family? Guess if you have $17 million, you can do whatever you want. Good for him.
It's a different level of life.
Hey, don't overpay for glasses, Jamie, as you take yours off. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. It's not just a better deal, it's America's best deal. Book your exam online today. America's best contacts and eyeglasses. So, did you check out Deion Sanders the other day reaction to not being addressed as coach by a media member?
Quite weird.
It is weird. So Bob's dealt with a lot of coaches and GMs, and I did not get to this yesterday. I have also, and I'm just speaking for myself, I have never been asked by any coach ever in my entire career, have I been asked by a coach saying, could you address me as coach? Don't address me by my name. In fact, when I meet coaches for the first time, they usually will introduce themselves by their first name.
Well, yeah, because they're not your coach.
It's funny how so many seem to celebrate the media getting scolded, even when the scolder is completely wrong, like Deion Sanders was. Bob, did you ever have a coach try to say to you, call me coach?
No.
Did you ever address a coach as coach or not? Sometimes in passing I would. I'd say, coach, like ask a question, but I would always know their name. You know, they'd always introduce themselves by their name.
Yeah, Doug Collins called me Coach Cooney all the time, so we had like a little interaction. You know, if I was pissed at him, I would say Coach Collins. Like if he tried to get a little curmudgeon-y with me.
Oh, he'd call you Coach, sort of.
No. He would call, but he knew that like if I was getting a little angry with him, I would say, "Oh, excuse me, Coach Collins," something like that. I mean, we had a good back and forth.
What's he doing now? He's a good guy?
He is a good guy. He's crazy. He's bat bleep crazy, and he knows it. But, very, very good man. But, no, never had anyone tell me to call them anything other than if they ever said, call me such and such, it would be by their first name. But I would never call anybody not by their first name. These guys are my age. What am I going to call them?
You don't call them.
Are they going to call me reporter?
Now, as one weird is, I would call the owner of the Falcons, Mr. Blank, and I called Ted Turner, Mr. Turner. And they both corrected me. But I just...
Call me Ted.
Their dad, but they were dad age. Like dad... Yeah. And when I first started out, there were coaches that were Coach Reeves. I called him Coach... It's Dan. It's Dan.
Yeah, he's not your coach.
And you're not.
There's 53 guys on a roster that can call him.
But so many people on social media were like, good, Deion, give it to him.
So stupid.
Like, you're just a bunch of idiots. And there are people like... people are going on... Kevin Kincade from Crossing Broad, saying, the Philadelphia media constantly calls Jeffrey Lurie Mr. Lurie when they address him. I'm like, I honestly have never heard that, and I thankfully saw a bunch of people step up in the media going, I call him Jeffrey.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one that did piss me off was Mr. Snyder.
I
hated hearing that.
Okay, now wait a minute, though. I worked for Ed Snyder starting from the age of 19. I always called him Mr. Snyder because I was 19.
Yeah, you were a young pup in the industry.
Right.
I understand that.
But
when you're a media member and you haven't won a cup in almost 50 years, he's Eddie.
Bob, did you? Now you
Jeffrey.
You would when you first started. Did you say Mr. Snyder? Because I was trying to remember what the case was. Good job, Pat. Reminded me there.
I'm sure. I don't know. I know early in my career, I think I was among people that I had to write a story about something, but I don't think I had direct interaction. But no, I was in the locker room one time with the Sixers early on. He came over and put his hand on my shoulder and introduced himself and said, "Hi, Bob," and I just said, "Good to see you, Ed," or something. I didn't call him Mr. Snyder. I was in my 40s.
There was a lot of Mr. Snyders, though. There was a lot of people with them.
You know what's funny?
Mr. Snyder.
son, particularly our son Kyle, who's 22, his friends call us Bob and Donna. A couple of them.
I think that's fine.
We laugh at it. We think it's funny. And Jenna, our daughter, our 18-year-old daughter, calls us Bob and Donna.
And Olivia, when she's trying to be playful, it's Christina.
Yeah.
Yo, John, don't. No, and you know when she says it to me? John, don't wear that. And she'll say, and I'll go, what do you mean? Dad, that goes in the Goodwill bag. Do not wear that. Do not wear that out of the house. And she'll call it. I called my mom Betty.
Yeah,
like in adult life, I referred to my mom as Betty, and people would send me emails and go, "That's your mother."
I've been with my wife probably 16 years, something like that. It took until we were married for me to start calling my in-laws by their first name.
I think that's different though.
Because it's like a respect.
You were being respectful.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Pearson.
And you weren't their they treat you like a son now.
Yeah. And
then they probably thought there's the guy.
It's still uncomfortable for me because I was always taught to call people's parents Mr. and Mrs.
You never thought of calling them mom and dad?
No.
It's the day I got engaged, I started calling Donna's mom and dad.
The day you got engaged.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Dad, guess what? We're getting married. Like messing around, but it just became easier and easier.
I never called my mother-in-law mom. Gloria was amazing. My mother-in-law was the best.
Yeah, I got great in-laws.
But I never called her mom.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Because I thought I had a mom, so I called her Glo-Glo. And Glo-Glo just ended up
that's the obvious next progression from mom to Glo-Glo.
Well, Gloria. So I was like, Glo-Glo. She's my
we shake Glo-Glo.
Exactly.
We shake Glo-Glo.
I think she's in the YouTube chat room right now. Glo-Glo.
Anthony would have met her, and she would have gone, that young man is so enthusiastic. She had the sort of a little bit of a British tinge to it. She'd be like, that young man is so enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm is one way to describe Anthony.
She would have loved Anthony. Now that wouldn't have scared. Now now Big Dan checks in and says his dad would have kicked his tail if he had ever called his dad Joe.
Oh, really?
my uncle Joe was like 6'8" too.
Yeah.
Played football at Lower Merion without a helmet because they couldn't get a helmet that fit his head. And so there's some.
Skylar calls Addie sometimes, and because
she hears you call her Addie.
Yeah,
right?
and it cracks me up, and Addie hates it. She says, "No, it's Mama."
Oh, really?
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
Okay,
I think it's hilarious.
Every time Olivia calls Christina,
it's funny.
I laugh.
Yeah,
I laugh, and I find it charming because it means that there's a relationship with the parent to me that seems
friendly,
more relaxed. Like they feel very comfortable with you.
Yeah, when Jenna gets mad at me, then I become Robert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Robert. Can we do that too? Jenna, we have permission to call him Robert when he You're the one, though. Bob, like, there's seriously, there's something in the air today around this place. And Bob, it's the same day. For the three of us in this room, it's the same day every day. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You two never come in a bad room. It's my favorite thing about you two. My wife asked me the other day, what's your favorite thing about the room? I said, Jamie and Bob show up the same every day.
Yeah, we're pretty boring that way.
we show up the same. There's no drama. There's no, Jamie, what's wrong today?
Nah.
You seem like you're not.
People got their own problems to deal with. Nobody wants my crap.
That room's the freaking zoo.
Yeah. Same names, you coward.
Psychos, cowardly.
Coach.
Hey, raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger. Oh, that sounds good. It's a Wendy's Thursday, smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. It's a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's. Mental health? Fragility? Oh, yeah. We got tons of it here in Philadelphia. It's the John Kincade Show on The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
Sir, one more outburst, I will strangle you with my microphone wire. You understand me?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
What's up, guys? It's Andrew. On FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge, you get more than one shot to swing for the fences. Because FanDuel, they're letting you place your first bet risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, it's America's #1 sportsbook. The app, it is so simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlay, and always on promotions to let you get more action out of every game day. And when you win, FanDuel will pay your winnings in as little as 24 hours. You've heard me talking about it, the Tunis train. I I think the Phils start to go on a little bit of a roll and hopefully overtake New York for first place in the NL East. Maybe you look at some game odds, but maybe you also look at the division odds. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Fanatic to get in on all the action. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Fanatic.
21 plus and present, NJ or PA. First online real money wager only for risk-free bet. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
On winning teams, every player brings their unique strength and has an impact on the results. For the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers of the 80s, one of those players was Michael Cooper. He was one of only 3 players to play on all 5 of their championships. Alongside Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Cooper was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1987 and made the All-Defensive Team for 8 straight years. A vital role for the Showtime Lakers.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
It takes a professional basketball team stacked with star talent and experience to win a championship. And it's no different for your business. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the best candidates with the relevant skills and experience you need for free. Post a job in minutes and LinkedIn Jobs will match you to the most qualified people across their network of 740 million professionals. Nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn every week. You could have your star players in place this summer. Post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
DIY means sawdust, work gloves, and the right tools. But at the Home Depot, the right tools means more than hammers and saws. It means a mobile app with built-in image search. That's a tool. Access an entire rental department with a swipe. That's another tool. For any project, start to finish, this isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Download our mobile app to get started.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We'll help you find everything you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Max Life high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And if you're an AutoZone Rewards member, you'll also get a $5 bonus reward. Get what you need fast and get the job done easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good morning, privates!
Good morning, Drill Sergeant!
I mean, seriously, what a pleasant morning. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping.
You seem to be in a good mood today.
Astute observation, Private. Astute.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
So, in lieu of the obstacle course today, I propose a nice meditative nature walk. Does that sound delightful to everyone?
Yes, Drill Sergeant!
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
O'Reilly! Ready for your next road trip? Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts to get everything you need to stay safe while traveling. Visibility on the road is so important and so easy to achieve. Get your windshield streak-free and crystal clear with Blue Magic Glass Cleaner. On sale now, 2 for $5. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
The new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger from Wendy's is here with our Applewood smoked bacon and our brand new Bourbon Bacon Sauce. Download the Wendy's app for delivery of this great new flavor today.
At participating Wendy's, delivery may vary by location. Prices may be higher than at restaurant. Delivery fees may apply. Wendy's app registration required.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Remember, when you leave the car, we don't have to leave your morning.
grab that 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's John and Bob and Jamie. Same thing every day with us. John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. We appreciate you being a part of it. Everybody a little happier, though, on Thursdays usually because Wendy's is in the house.
I've been thinking about chicken biscuits since I woke up.
By the way, too, you know that 2 for $4, you can get the chicken biscuit and the sausage, egg, cheese croissant for $4 freaking bucks.
Yeah.
I'll bang that.
That'll fill you up all day.
Oh, my gosh.
I usually don't eat lunch Thursdays.
On Thursday, you don't have to eat lunch.
No, you eat here and then go home, take care of business, and then wait till dinner.
Then you just wait.
Yeah.
What is taking care of business? Like doing
you got stuff you got to do around the house. For me, it's some painting maybe.
My wife's going on a walk with her friend and lunch today, so that means I get to sneak in 9 holes.
What's a walk with her friend? Like, I mean, is it...
In the Wissahickon.
Oh, so they take the park, they take the
Valley Green,
take the girls,
and then go grab lunch after. So free pass for me.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You got a lot of free passes lately.
Yeah,
right?
Bob, wouldn't you say it?
Do you even need a pass? I think your whole life is a pass.
Hey, man.
He golfs more than Colin Morikawa.
He texted me last night. He's like, hey, any chance you and Kyle can sneak out today, like maybe for 9 holes after work? And I'm like, no, Jenna's having surgery. And he sends back like, baby. I'm like, oh, my God, my daughter's having wisdom teeth pulled, and you're calling me a baby for not playing golf.
By the way, did you see what Colin Morikawa did? Did you see the story if you didn't see what he did on his flight the other day?
With the claret jug?
When the claret jug flight.
I saw him chugging beer out of it.
Did you see what he did on the flight?
No.
He gave up his seat to a military member.
Oh, that's cool.
In first
He
class.
was on a common flight?
Yes. He was on a common
Didn't you see
flight.
him going through it? I think the Atlanta airport
He was in
carrying
Atlanta airport.
pulling the claret jug
and
behind
has
him.
the claret jug in the container for it, but he gets on the flight, and they clapped for the young military member, I guess, coming home, and Colin Morikawa switched seats with him.
Cool.
He had first class, I assume.
There were seats on the flight. So he went back and gave him the first class seat, and then they were like, wait a minute. And then they moved him back. And then they were like, wait a minute.
We'll find another seat for you.
And there's a seat empty, and then they moved him back.
Oh, that's cool.
But he gave up his seat.
That's very cool. He's very likable.
He is an incredible young
PGA
man.
Tour's got some. They got a lot of guys now that are either fun to root for or fun to hate, and it's really good right now.
I had a gentleman say to me yesterday, he goes, boy, you were gushing about the young NBA players. He goes, there's a lot of great young players in all sports. What is your agenda? Like with it, I'm like, look, Colin Morikawa is another. He's another. Well, he thought there's something, about.
There's something to it.
No, he was mad because I said I'm never watching again. That was the point of his email. You're making. I got to tell you, I've watched the NFL 10% of what I used to because they turned me off, and I'm like, okay. And I said, okay, you're free to do that. I said, but I'm just here to tell you that all the people who said they weren't obviously aren't because the ratings are doing fantastic. And they're making money. Then he got into, why are you praising the NBA kids? Look, golf has great young players.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been an era of young athletes that are as sort of charming, marketable out there.
Yeah. No, there are.
This is a great era for 26 and below.
I fell in love with Giannis yesterday.
Oh, Giannis is fantastic. Because he went to Chick-fil-A?
There's just something about him, like taking shots at super teams. He's always laughing and smiling. Like, I know he sat down on the court here and we kind of sports hated him for a minute. But now that I watch him more and more, he's very likable. His story's great. It's very cool.
I think when you think of Giannis and his family and upbringing, I think of how blessed I am.
Yeah, I mean, he was telling the story about how his mother was selling, merchandise in the streets of Greece just to feed him, and it's incredible to think about where he is now.
There are a lot of I think his story, and I think it's too being married to someone who immigrated to this country. I think that it's. I look back and go, man, I had it really, really good in Broomall. In a house in Broomall, Pennsylvania.
I remind myself of this all the time.
I didn't. I got to tell you, I didn't until being married to my wife.
Yeah. And seeing his old tweets about when he first came to America and trying a corn dog for the first time and a cup of Kool-Aid, and he's like, God bless America and all this stuff. It's that's really cool.
My wife's family, they are the most proud Americans Proud American citizens. They're more proud than people that I know who have been born into it for generations.
Yeah.
And they just say and as my wife always say, when you have to flee the country that you grew up in.
Yeah, sure.
Under people getting murdered and bullets and everything, and then you come here and you're like, okay, it's pretty good. Her dad ran a casino in Jamaica, came here and worked third shift 7-Eleven because he had a 5th grade education. So when he came to this country, they didn't say, "Oh, well, you ran a supper club casino in Jamaica." They didn't care.
Yeah,
couldn't get a job doing
Crazy.
it. So he worked third shift at 7-Eleven, and she's like, "But they did whatever it took, and they loved America.
Yeah,
they absolutely loved being here."
Yeah, his whole backstory is fascinating about
amazing.
how he was kind of undersized because of the fact that his family would buy food, but he would give it to his brothers. Because he was taught basically that if we don't all eat, then no one's eating. So it was his agent. His agent would buy him food,
right?
And he would end up giving it to his brother. So by the time he actually hit the draft, he was still completely undersized. But it wasn't out of trying. It was because he's a good family guy.
I saw the thing where his biggest fascination. I saw an interview went back on YouTube, and you can find it out there, where when he was first coming to the Bucks, he said, "The portions are so big here." He was interviewed, and he goes, "What is it about? So what are you eating out? How you take it?" And because they were trying to put weight on him.
Well, I saw a picture of him yesterday when his rookie year.
Oh my God,
he's put on 55 pounds since he got here, mostly muscle.
You could see his ribs.
Yeah,
he raised his shirt, and he's like, "You could see my ribs." And he's talking about it. They're like, "Well, what are you finding about this?" And he goes, "The portions. There's so much food on your plate."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is amazing."
Yeah. If you look at Embiid when he was drafted, it's a pretty good transformation too.
You know what other team wanted Giannis really bad?
What's that?
The Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they did.
They wanted him so badly.
Coach Bud was smart enough to, got to give him credit. He was smart enough to know that he wanted him, but he ended up with him. Hey, Wendy's today, check out the new bacon burger cheeseburger. Got to love it. Bourbon bacon cheeseburger.
You better save one for Ricky today because I feel myself on a rampage.
Well, remember, though, we also have young Ryan's in the building. So he's going to be grabbing one, too. So Ricky may be in big trouble.
Yeah.
So, hey, how many mentally fragile athlete issues can pop up in the same short period of time with one city, various teams and its young athletes? By the way, ESPN Radio was talking about this yesterday as I'm flipping around. They had one of their shows on one of the channels. That Philadelphia, and they're trying to do the Ben Simmons Philadelphia burns through young athletes. This city is somehow to blame for, and they were using Markelle Fultz as an example. As they're using Ben Simmons as an example. They were using Carter Hart. They were talking about Ben Simmons and saying, boy, one city just burning through. And the topic wasn't Philly, but then it turned to Philly. I'm going to ask, Bob, what steps could teams take in the future to make sure that they're picking athletes who can handle this city? And by the way, the whole idea that Carter Hart was somehow broken down by this city is bull crap. That Ben Simmons was broken down by this city is bull. Mm-hmm. But it's being propagated out there, and I knew it would. We talked about it last week. What could teams do, though?
So let's counter that. Since we're talking Sixers basketball and Fultz and Simmons.
And Carter Hart was brought up.
Yeah.
Somehow
he had a bad year.
This city broke Carter Hart, too, supposedly.
But just sticking to basketball, when you bring this up, I say, okay, well, wow. How about a guy like T.J. McConnell? Would he have a career in the NBA if it wasn't for this city? Look at guys that had to really play hard that weren't elite draft picks, and elevated their game enough to stay in the league. I'll bet you could get way more than 3 or 4 hands full of people who maybe of players engaged or embraced the style of this city, of a blue-collar city, and turned themselves into something that maybe they didn't think they could have been. T.J. McConnell loved this city, and I'm just using him in his example. Probably a guy that nobody thought would make it in the NBA. He embraced this city. He's from Pittsburgh, but this city said to me constantly, they made me what I am. This fan base made me want to play and stay and do whatever it took to stay in the NBA. He's just one of many handfuls from Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, I bet, that because of this city stayed in a league.
Does this city support the underdog kind of guy, though, better than we support stars?
Yes and no. I mean, Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz they were supported till the bitter end.
Completely supported.
Yeah, we do love an underdog story. It's part of why Robert Covington was loved by a lot of people because he was
in his jersey.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, G League journey to undrafted player. Like
if I hear B-Ball Paul one more time.
Oh, B-Ball Paul's the next. I can't wait to support him.
Yes.
I mean, we do love an underdog story, but at the same time, like we love our stars. Something that they should consider going forward is honestly where they went to school. Because when you look back on it, Ben Simmons going to LSU, yeah, I know his godfather. It's kind of ducking some of the limelight. Markelle Fultz is a top 10 recruit in the country and goes to Washington.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that
tells you something?
Hindsight being 2020, obviously. Yeah, it kind of tells me a little something.
It tells me nothing.
Pat, we didn't break Carter Hart, right?
No, you did. You did. You broke him.
I did.
He tuned in. He tuned in January 4th. He heard what you said, and he went and listened to the Adele album and cried.
I mean, it tells you nothing. But do you want a Kentucky kid or do you want a Washington kid?
Yeah, I mean, like,
to me, it doesn't tell me nothing.
My only problem with your argument is like when you hear the backstory of why they chose the school. Like Markelle Fultz chose Washington because they offered him when he was on the JV squad.
Cool story.
So they saw him something. Well, to me, that's loyalty.
I get
so
that.
I get it. And then Ben Simmons never even wanted to go to college. But when you look at the top tier of,
don't worry, he didn't. He didn't at LSU.
Yeah, I don't think he went to class.
I can speak 100% factually. He didn't.
But when you look at the best players in the NBA, the ones that went to college and where they went, it's Davidson, it's Weber State, it's San Diego State. It's usually not these blue bloods of Duke.
Well, yes, but those were underdog guys.
Shaq went to LSU. Magic Johnson went to Michigan State, so they didn't really go to college. I mean, honestly, that's not...
Like, Steph was an underdog player. Dame was an underdog player. These guys were highly motivated. Ben and Markelle were top of they were blue bloods that went low.
I think
I'll take the low guy that goes high any day of the week. I don't want the high guy that goes low.
I love Jamie's thinking here.
And like, Dame Lillard is the underdog of underdogs in the league, and it shows in his play because he has to prove it every single night.
Yeah. I don't know whether you agree with this line of thinking that we're having or not, because I'm watching you observe it.
I think that when you're an elite draft pick, like Jamie's talking about, you do come in with some kind of swagger and arrogance, and it's me. I don't think this city has anything to do with the trials and tribulations of Ben Simmons or Markelle Fultz, because we've seen unbridled support for those guys from this fan base. I think it just so happens that you got two guys that, in the way you termed this segment, mentally fragile.
Yes,
as far as their own game
goes. By the way, is that unfair of me to frame it that way?
No, because Ben Simmons has told you he's going through stuff.
Ben Simmons is mentally fragile.
His Instagram post 2 days ago said, "I'm at the lowest of my lows."
Carson absolutely was. Absolutely was.
Mm-hmm.
From the drafting of Jalen Hurts, it was over.
Yeah,
it was over.
I mean, look at Giannis.
He checked out.
Look at Giannis right now.
I'm supposed to
came from nothing.
Yes,
from nowhere. Nobody, like, he was a risky mid-teens pick that had to go out and prove it every day. He had James Harden in the NBA questioning him. Well, yeah, it's easy to be 7 foot and just go coast to coast and dunk on people. I had to learn how to play the game the right way.
Yeah,
Giannis was fueled by that every single day.
Yeah.
I'll take a Dame or a Giannis or a Steph who got doubted, didn't get recruited by big schools. I'll take those guys any day of the week.
He was the son of an NBA player.
Yes.
That was completely
different. Oh, yeah.
And I'll take it further. You look at some of the toughest players in the league over the year, or grab any handful of Philly players, so people that grew up here who know this fan base, who were fans of here.
Right.
You're talking the Morris brothers. You're talking Rasheed Wallace, Kyle Lowry. There's nobody. I mean, you go
look
to
at Arcidiacono.
I swear to God, just who I was going to say, Ryan Arcidiacono. These guys play. This city doesn't make you soft. This city isn't too tough. If you read it the right way, this city makes you better. It doesn't make you not good.
Hey, dermatology associates at Plymouth Meeting are recruiting for alopecia
areata
clinical trials. Men and women 18 to 65 with current episode of scalp hair loss lasting 6 months can sign up at PlymouthMeetingDermatology.com. We appreciate them very, very much. All right, Pete in Princeton is on the Fanatic. Good morning, Pete.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Doing well, buddy. What's going on?
No, my topic was just what you guys were talking about, and all the names you've mentioned, even like, Jamie just said, Arrieta about, performing in game and what Ben Simmons didn't do in a game, and Carson Wentz and all these athletes that we determine, their fragility. My question is, and all the names that you brought up, why hasn't Barrett Brooks' name been brought up? He decided on a Sunday morning on game day that he couldn't go.
Brandon Brooks.
Brandon Brooks.
Brandon Brooks. And my point is, the other guys, we're talking about their performance or their lack of mental performance in game. Barrett Brooks asked out of a game, and no one's questioning his heart, his softness,
because he told us the truth.
Because he one of the group that didn't play in a game.
He told us the truth.
He told you the truth. And he told you
he has
what
an
it was.
Anxiety issue.
And he told you that he actually has it. He
was real about it.
And he was real and open about it. And
we loved him for it.
And this city loved him for it, Pete. I can't believe.
We just want honesty. I mean, really.
I honestly, I don't know.
Brandon Brooks was welcomed with open arms as soon as he said that. Because we're not animals.
By the city.
Yeah, we're not animals. You tell us the truth and you have something you're going through.
I don't know how you could not have compassion for someone who is going through something like that.
I think that's the problem that a lot of us have with Ben Simmons, is the fact that he tries to play it off that he isn't going through stuff, that he's fine. Love me, they love me now, they love me not. It's like, if you were just honest with us. I mean, I know, I saw the Instagram post.
The maybe take a baby step that
the
way.
Instagram post was, I've been to the highest of the highs and I've been to the lowest of the lows. That's not admitting that you were in a bad spot. If you're on, Nelson Aguilar was horrible. But then when he said, "Yeah, I'm just in my head," the fan base was like, "Okay, let's take a step back."
Brandon
and support
Brooks,
him.
to me, it choked me up.
Yeah, I felt for him.
It choked me up to see that, because it's not easy to tell people you're going through something.
I can't believe. Now, Pete's a long-time caller, and I respect Pete and like Pete. The ignorance that he just showed there is unbelievable. Like, if you don't know about something, how are you commenting on it? Full disclosure, I have a son that has anxiety issues, and being in a crowd exhausts him. Like, if we go to a wedding,
can you explain that?
So
a
if
bit?
we go to a wedding, but if we say we go to a wedding, a family wedding, and we leave there, he can't deal with being around large groups. He just can't. And it exhausts him. And it's something that he battles, and God bless him, he's doing it and doing all the steps that he needs to take. But on a very smaller level, he's similar to Brandon Brooks. Brandon Brooks has trouble dealing with situations, and he has to battle it every Sunday. And one day it overcame him, and he said so. I only have a little bit of an inkling what it's like because of the example I just gave you. But for Pete to come on here and say he quit on his team, he has no heart, what are you talking about?
I don't even understand. I don't understand.
I'd actually argue that he helped his team more, because I'd rather have a guy say, "Hey, I'm not going to be playing well today. I'm going through some stuff," than go out there, try to gut it out, and be a liability.
I admire the honesty, and what I think of is, I think of the young kid or somebody that's out there
that can relate to him,
that says, "Oh my gosh,
he's just like me."
I'm like Brandon Brooks, and Brandon Brooks is strong enough to stand up there and say, "I'm working through this, and this city embraced him," and to me, that's where this bullcrap stuff about, "Oh, Philly's burning through them," like Ben Simmons wasn't supported in this town. It's fake. It's false. It's completely idiotic.
Yeah, look, if Carson Wentz had come out and said, "I'm really struggling right now, going through some things. I have to," we probably would have had open arms for him.
We would have.
Yeah,
we've shown we would have.
He denied it for like 2 years, 3 years, and he finally at the end of the year press conference did say something kind of alluding to the Foles thing, but it was like, dude, we've known you're going through this. Just
now,
all you had to do was be honest about it, and we would have supported you.
Dustin in Willow Grove joins us on The Fanatic. Good morning, Dustin.
Gentlemen, good morning. How the hell is everybody doing
What's
today?
going on, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah, hey, Jamie, get them holes when you can, brother. You know. Yes, sir. So, counter off that article, I guess you guys are talking about. I don't know if it was an article or a blog or something, but okay, write an article about all those guys that supposedly we ruined, but went on to a next team and played great. Because you know why? Because we toughened those guys up. They didn't have thick skin here. and they got it after they left here. These people need to start. I don't know if we need to get our own Philadelphia council that talks to these teams saying, oh, we need to interview this potential draft pick that you're going to get. We need to have an interview with him to see how tough his skin is, how he can handle certain situations. Like, cause I think most of these guys, they were babies. Ben Simmons put his own crown on his head. He didn't earn no.
No, he
crown.
did. He put a crown on him before he ever bounced a basketball in the NBA. Dustin, he put the crown on his head.
Yeah.
He was the guy. He was his own hype machine.
Yeah, the things that are wrong with Ben Simmons to me are his own doing, no question about it. I see no outside force there.
Is it bigger than Ben? Meaning his circle.
Oh no, well that's a big no. Guess what?
Because I wonder if they're doing him.
That is a big part of it.
More harm than good.
Shaquille, and look, I'm not speaking out of turn because he's spoken about it on the podcast.
I'm genuinely asking.
Shaq counseled Ben Simmons from college. Tried to offer advice in college. Tried to offer advice early in the pros. And they have a
wall set
cordial
up.
Relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a
wall,
an entourage.
Sure.
And the messages are not.
Yeah.
Shaq's talked about it on the record. So I don't feel bad saying it.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
flat out said, with Ben Simmons, it was got this.
Yeah, and like the brother shooting coach is something to look at. The coddling, I wonder if it's bigger than Ben. Like if he's even in complete control.
People insulate themselves. I'll tell you this: the biggest young athlete that I ever saw insulate themselves, and it'll shock you, Tim Tebow.
Huh.
Tim Tebow, of all the athletes I've ever seen on a radio row at a Super Bowl, had the biggest entourage I've ever seen. And he literally would walk around with his brother, his best friend, another buddy, and they would have this entourage built up around, and then the PR people, and then where Tim would walk in the middle, and he'd have this thing. Now, when Allen Iverson did the same thing, that was a posse.
Yeah.
The media said Allen Iverson's always got his posse.
Crew thick.
When Tim Tebow had it,
it's a prayer circle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow, nobody mentioned it. Tim Tebow was the most insulated athlete I've ever seen in my life. Of all of them. He surrounded himself with his yes men and his people, and it was like a circle, and you couldn't get to him. He would walk, so you couldn't even. There were two people constantly blocking him.
That's the vibe I get from Ben.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
It's a real one.
I just go to, all right, Iverson was a good one because in those 48 minutes, you didn't know that he had an outside. You knew nothing about his outside world except that guy was there to play ball. Ben Simmons, it's a great question, Jamie. Is there something more to it? Yeah, but ultimately, this is just my feeling.
No, I know.
Ultimately, it's that 48 minutes, and he's the one that's making those decisions.
Yeah, sure.
A Wendy's will be with us today because it's a Wendy's Thursday on the John Kincade Show. Phillies lose a heartbreaker last night. Well, I mean, we're right back to opening day again. We're right back to 500. This thing's just gonna keep going. Bob Cooney just rings in my head though. It just rings in my head every time I watch it. It's like too much. It's the way it goes. Plus, when your inner voice isn't working, sometimes things fall down around you. We'll talk more about that coming up. It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. I want you to pick up the Parks Casino Sportsbook. In fact, I'd love you to follow along on Twitter at Parks, P-A-R-X, Sportsbook. You get game previews, more, a lot of fun, exciting stuff. I want you to follow along. The pro football futures are something you always want to be taking a look at. And by the way, there's been movement this week. Kansas City now 6-1. Last week they were 5-1. Tampa Bay now 6.5-1. So people are jumping on the Tommy train and getting on board with that. The next best odds: Buffalo 12-1, Rams 13-1, Cleveland 16-1, your Eagles 70-1. That's worth $10, right? And the baseball futures to win it all. You want to bet the Phillies to win the World Series? 66-1. You will absolutely love getting on board with the Parks Casino Sportsbook app, and they've got a risk-free bet of up to $500 for new customers. Download the app or click parkscasino.com/PA. Use promo code FANATIC. Get game previews and more at Parks Sportsbook on Twitter. The website's got all the details. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. If you got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
If you ever did it this past weekend, too much eating and drinking, and you can still feel it today, days later, you need to restart your system. You need to do a juice cleanse with Squeezed.com. Squeezed.com will flush out your system. You'll have more energy, break bad eating habits, sleep better, and even drop pounds. Test drive a 1-day cleanse or go all out on a 5-day cleanse. Just go to Squeeze.com, order before 1 p.m., and get same-day delivery by 9 p.m. Just click Mike Missing the drop-down to checkout.
When you're injured on the job, you need someone who will fight for you, stand up to the insurance companies, and knows the laws in Pennsylvania. Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers, wrote the book on workers' compensation in Pennsylvania. Visit PAWorkInjury.com now. When you're hurt at work, turn to the team you can trust. With offices in Center City, Bristol, Malvern, Allentown, Reading, Sunbury, and Harrisburg, we are ready to get you the justice you deserve. Call or click today. Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
You heard that safe drivers get rewarded with Snapshot from Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw an ad for a vintage baseball cap, and now you find yourself checking the stats of that team's second baseman in 97, wondering why his stolen base total dropped after his rookie season. Wonder how much his rookie card is worth. Yes, they said it was easy to save money with Snapshot from Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
Sports fans, YouTube TV's live TV service transforms the viewing experience with the latest and greatest technology and game-changing features. Personal watch recommendations help you find what to watch quickly and easily. And with Key Plays, you can catch up to the game live so you won't miss a thing. YouTube TV brings crystal clear HD live TV streaming to all your favorite devices. No cable boxes, no long-term contracts. Set up in minutes. Visit YouTubeTV.com now to try it free. Terms apply.
Don't miss the savings during Lowe's Just for Pros event. Stop by the Pro Desk and get an extra 5% off volume savings orders over $1,500. Plus, look for more savings across the store, including tools, paint, lighting, and other pro essentials to help you get the job done right. Shop today at Lowe's, the new home for pros. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Terms and exclusions apply. See Pro Desk in store for details. Now through July 30th. U.S. only.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Woo! Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL and do more with modern devices in Windows 10 Pro.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible. I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line. Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need to get work done. This week, earn 30% back in a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 ink cartridges, including HP. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4, in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details and 724.
Let's deal you in, PA. The World Series of Poker Real Money mobile app by Harris Philadelphia is now live. Download the app or head to WSOP.com to put your skills to the test for chances to win huge tournament prize pools, online bracelets, and even entries to the World Series of Poker main event in Las Vegas. Get $50 of free play using promo code ALLINPA. Join the best at WSOP.com. Must be 21 or over to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, if you ever wondered, I do talk straight through the breaks.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by my sportsbook app of choice. The Parks Casino Sportsbook app, downloaded at parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. Just a word, I was checking out our YouTube chat this morning, and our buddy Pete from Princeton checks in, and he is getting crushed by people for his comments on Brandon Brooks. And the only thing I would say to Pete is, Pete said, being called ignorant as a longtime caller is tough. Pete, listen to what Bob said. Bob didn't call you ignorant. Bob said, we know Pete, we love Pete. But what he said was ignorant. There's a huge difference. He wasn't calling you ignorant. And Bob, I just want to have your back. I mean, it's ridiculous. Everybody, because I think the other people heard it. You said, I love Pete. He's a longtime caller. But what he said was ignorant. And I believe the same way.
Did he say what he was trying to say? Maybe it was misunderstood, or maybe.
No, he's having an exchange now, which is great with all the folks on our. And our YouTube chat, Pat, is always a supportive group.
Oh, Mopar and the gang are there for you.
Mopar, as the king, needs to make sure that it's a supportive environment. I would just say this to Pete. In 2021, and I don't know if I've seen it because I've seen. My daughter's going to be a senior in high school. We've been to 3 funerals for fathers so from the time she started school to now, where 3 fathers have killed themselves.
Jeez.
And she has they've lost classmates over time. Mental health's a real thing. And in 2021, if we have to talk publicly about mental health issues and accept them as saying, okay, folks, this is real. We got to help people. I don't know how many more people end up with suicide, end up with that. They feel like they're not supported. They feel like people aren't helping them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it in 2021 that it's cavalierly put aside as like sort of toughen up.
It can't be.
I don't get it.
There's a stigma behind mental health that needs to go away and be taken out back forever. And we're getting there. I mean, I think
so. I think
we're doing leaps and bounds better as a society than we were 5 years ago.
There you go.
And athletes are playing a big role in that. I mean, like what Kevin Love did 3 years ago inspired DeMar DeRozan to come out. It's a snowball effect. Once somebody starts it, the more and more people come out in support of it, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Royce White before him.
Yeah,
he was coming out.
Yeah.
He wouldn't fly, right?
Yeah. He wouldn't fly. He would fly for his college coach.
I thought he was going to be really good too.
So did I.
He was an interesting dude.
So I
was covering the team when the Sixers drafted him and sat down and talked with him more than a few times. Oh, traded for him, right? He was very, very interesting, and someone who was embracing and putting out there his mental struggles in a way that was so admirable and, opened eyes. And at that time, even though it was, 6-7 years ago, whatever it may have been.
I think it's longer than that. I think it was 2014.
14, okay. Even then, it was so new and eye-opening to what he was saying that it turned off some people because they just weren't learned on the story yet.
Real Sports did a story with him a bunch of years ago.
Yeah.
And they were driving with him, and the guy asked him, "What are you thinking about right now?" And he goes, "That person's texting, that person's texting," and like this is what he thinks about. We don't think about that, but that was constantly running through his mind, and it kind of derailed any chance he had of an NBA career because of it.
Hey, it's a Wendy's Thursday. So why don't you go get the 2 for $4 breakfast specials at Wendy's? It is absolutely awesome. We love the folks at Wendy's. And Wendy's brings you Game Time every single Thursday at 8:30. And, Pat, we love Wendy's, don't we?
Oh, I adore Wendy's. It's the first thing I think of when I wake up on Thursdays. And when I go home on Thursdays, my thought is, damn, Fridays suck now because there's no Wendy's.
Connor came back from Mexico last night knowing that it's Wendy's Day today.
That's actually what we said. And this isn't even a joke. In our post-show meeting yesterday, we said, oh, yeah, Connor's back tomorrow. And I said, just in time for Wendy's, right?
And he wants those seasoned potatoes. And just telling Chucky D, don't show up without them.
It's got to soak up all the alcohol he consumed over this past week.
Hey, by the way, we will have the FanFest online ticket raid coming your way in 55 minutes. 55 minutes. People have to be on their toes, right, Coach? 55 minutes from now, all the people who are wanting to get FanFest tickets, seriously, this is the day to do it.
Yeah, limited number tickets, too.
You got to get on.
For this one.
Yes.
You better hop on that website right
8
now.
o'clock.
There's only 12 tickets available.
12 tickets available.
That's all we can spare right now.
And by the way, I'm going to shrink the window. I don't have a king. Why is Mopar like the king? Oh my gosh. Go call on Mopar. Okay, I'm freaking shrinking. Now there is a thing going, oh my God, he called Mopar king. He's not king. Why is he I'm serious. I'm shrinking the window. I can't do it. I cannot do it today. I can't. Seriously.
And you said me and Coach were
I can't deal with it. There's something in the air today. Check and see if there's a full moon.
I saw the sunrise.
Check
it was
and
beautiful.
see if there's a full moon. Would you, Pat? And just check the full moon calendar?
I'll take a look.
I'm shrinking the window today. I can't do it. I can't. It's like people were like last week, he's not interacting with the YouTube folks today. I want to interact, but I'm not going to interact with that. Come on.
Apparently the moon is 96.2% full.
There it is.
96.2% is not 100%.
There it is, though. If people don't believe that,
it'll be full tomorrow night at 10:36.
If it was 97.5% full, we could party.
There it is. That explains.
I hear you. It's a buck moon.
And by the way, to answer the YouTube chat, this isn't a democracy. Mopar was named king because Mopar was like the first one.
Mopar was the first name that for God's sakes, lighten up, Francis.
The full moon in July is the buck moon, named after the new antlers that emerge from a buck's forehead around this time of the year.
And the Bucks just won the title.
It's also called thunder moon, hay moon, and wart moon.
Get the buck out of here.
There you go.
That is pretty wild, actually.
Hey, Ben Simmons, personal messaging completely tone deaf. I heard Anthony yesterday read the menu items from Ben's birthday party over the birthday song, and I sent it to him. And I was laughing. I was laughing so hard because Anthony's reading a demi-glace of this. He's reading the menu.
The menu sounded delicious.
I had tears. Oh, that's all I could think was, man,
lamb lollipops?
No, I don't like that. I'm not doing that. You like that one? I don't. But it's not an exaggeration where I feel that Ben Simmons is completely out of touch. Is he allowed to have a birthday party? Absolutely. He's allowed to have a birthday party. On the last night of the NBA Finals, when the Bucks are winning the title, and his team could or should, depending on your point of view, have been playing in said game, what did he choose to do? Flaunt his lifestyle. And that was a major, as my daughter said, I said, so last night talking to my daughter, and I go, she said, did you see all that, Dad? She goes, that was a major flex. And I said, flex, okay. And she goes, yes, he's flexing his wealth. He's flexing his, look what I've got. And it's a big thing with Instagram. That flex was earned by his basketball contract. It certainly has not been earned by his NBA accomplishments. I am convinced he's got no inner voice or no inner circle to check him that thought, Ben, with what's going on right now, with what people are talking, that's sort of not a good look. Bob and Jamie and Pat and Coach and Connor and Mike, and we've even got Ryan with us, the superstar intern from Arizona State, John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. I don't begrudge Ben Simmons having a birthday party. He can have a birthday party anytime he wants. That was, as my 17-year-old tells me, a major flex. You're showing, look what I got. Look at the opulence. Look at this stuff. And you're doing it on the last night of the NBA Finals, where City is, by the way, still in mourning over what could have been with the 2021 Sixers. I think it's tone deaf, and I think it was something that he should have thought secondly about.
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth on this, and here's what I'll say. Yeah, the timing might not have been perfect, but for those
and
that
it is his birthday,
and I kind of wished he would watch Gian, and maybe he did. Maybe he taped it. My thing is, I would love for him to see how Giannis took over that game and said, "This is my game." Both he and Joel Embiid, I think you can learn something from that. But that being said, let's not be hypocritical here, people, because there's a lot of you out there that let us know, and there's guys that work here that let us know, I can't watch. I'm still hurting from the Sixers. You're a fan and you're not watching. That guy lived it firsthand. You think it's easy for him to watch the finals?
Great point.
Probably not.
It was easy for Dwight Howard.
Roasted.
Great point.
Like, you can't say you can't watch because it hurts so much, and then a guy that went through it, maybe it hurt him a lot too, and he doesn't want to see Giannis' ass right now.
How much did it hurt him? Tell me how it hurt him.
To go.
Show me the post. Like, seriously. Here, look what I've got. Look what I have.
I don't
look
think
at what
it's been easy for Ben Simmons since. Look, I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to read into it. You can't say that you can't watch the game because as a fan you're so upset that you lost and then expect the guy that played in that series and has gotten roasted since that series to fully engage in and say, oh, I got to watch this tonight. That's kind of hypocritical.
Well, I watched 45 more minutes of the game than he did. I turned it off in the third quarter.
I don't
late.
know if he didn't tape it and sat down and watched it.
Well, he could have, maybe, but I just think it's tone deaf. I think there's you got to have an internal PR team. If you don't have it in your head to go, I'm getting criticized for not bringing it, not doing the things I should do, so now I'm going to flex my lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had some texts to buddies yesterday where I was like, this is his craft. I want him to be invested in the product of the NBA. And is he allowed to have a birthday party?
Sure.
Absolutely. I hope he had a great birthday party. But maybe you don't have to put it 65 stories all over Instagram. Like, I saw his Instagram story bar and how long it was, and I just went, oh, really?
It was that was an unbelievably long.
Unbelievably long.
As I said, my 17-year-old thought it was over the top. Like,
yeah, it was aggressive.
And you know what it is? She said, this is what the Kardashians do on social media.
You want me to take it another level? Michael Rubin, the Sixers owner, had a birthday the same day. Now, you can tell me I'm reading into this